course of the regular season in Big Ten play. But there are very, very high hopes in Champaign about this team and the youth it has. Mike Krzyzewski, in his 20th season at Duke, he has never lost at United Center, and 472 wins, and a 6-time National Coach of the Year. Talking things over with Shane Battier right now, and a guy that would be playing the post and getting a lot of time and getting a lot of points is in the building, but he's here to watch. He's a Chicago Bull, Elton Brand. He'll be with our third man, Brad Doherty, as we go through this first half of play. So our partner, our postman, Brad Doherty, seated courtside, the big fella getting ready. What do you think of this one, Brad?
Well, Brad and Dick, I think it's going to be a great basketball game. I think the big point for Illinois is how well Marcus Griffith established himself early in the basketball game. We know Corey Bradford, what he can do, but they're going to need that extra push. Griffith's been the man. Juan Kruger's very excited about this young man. Let's see what he does early.
So it's Archibald and Battier, our officials. Ted Hillary, Tom Rucker, and Ed Hightowers got the ball in hand, and from United Center, we're underway.
It's going to be interesting to see some of the matchups. Who's going to, number one, play against Griffin on the interior?
There's a block shot by Griffin right off the bat.
I'll tell you, he can be explosive defensively.
His 5th block shot of the season, and that gives Illinois the first chance to score.
Illinois is going with experience today, starting Cleotis Brown, an explosive player, and Lucas Johnson, very versatile.
Down low, Lucas Johnson backing in, and now kicks it outside. 12 on the shot clock. Bradford looking for a pick, works inside, and walked with it. So each team turns it over.
Bradford, as you said earlier, is an outstanding three-point shooter. He's also, I think, more comfortable when he's at the scoring guard, and you allow Frank Williams to handle the ball, Brad.
Bradford leading the team, 17.5 points per game. Here's Jason Williams at the point.
Williams against Bradford.
Nice crossover, got inside, and drew a foul.
He can really attack the basket. One of the keys for Duke is dribble penetration, constantly looking to attack the defensive player.
Foul on Bradford.
Watch us change the direction. Great front change from the right to the left hand. Dunleavy helped him a little bit with a screen. He's got great body strength. He's just learning how to understand the role of a point guard.
The National Prep Player of the Year last season.
Out of New Jersey, St. Joseph's Metuchen High School.
First point of the ball game.
Hey, Brad, it's unbelievable. Already freshmen are making their presence known. 3 major tournaments, the MVPs were all diaper dandies. Arenas from Arizona, the NIT, Joe Forte in the Maui Classic, and Drew Gooden of Kansas in the Great Alaska Shootout.
3 guys you can sort of build teams around, huh?
Wow. MVPs in November, right out of high school. I mean, I can understand you being an MVP in November because you got 2 months of working with that pigskin.
That's right. Johnson got around James, trying to feed down on a low post, and knocked out of bounds. It'll still be Illinois ball on the baseline.
I guarantee you right now, Frank Williams is sitting on that sideline, and he can't wait to get on the floor. This kid came in with such a buildup. He was Mr. Basketball 2 years ago in Illinois, and I know he's dying to play against these Dukies.
There he is, and that's why they say he's not starting. He's built enough pressure on himself on top of what the media has poured on him, and he'll come off the bench tonight to see if that helps take away some of the heat.
He's got 8 turnovers in his first 2 games and 1 assist only.
Archibald, great offensive rebound if he doesn't travel with it. He got the timeout call before he did. Somehow pulled that off the top of Dunleavy off the weak side. And Illinois will maintain possession. Timeout with 18:37 remaining first half. Duke by 1 basket.
Reese Davis with you, Notre Dame and Indiana in overtime. Irish with the ball and down, and A.J. Guyton with the pick. He's going postal. He lays it in. Indiana scored the first 12 points of overtime. Irish have yet to score in the extra period, Brad. Indiana by 12.
Well, Reese, they gave it quite a run to get to that point. We'll see if they can improve in overtime. Here we just got a couple of free throws by Jason Williams, 2-0. And Elton Brand, the number 1 draft choice of the Chicago. But look at the numbers, how remarkably close they are to his career numbers at Duke.
I'll tell you, I'd love to have him in a post right now in a Duke uniform. Just to think he would be eligible. All those kids, if they didn't leave, this might have been one of the greatest teams ever to play college basketball.
Well, they lost 4 guys.
William Avery, Corey Maggette, and
Trajan Langdon.
Also Chris Burgess transfer.
Right. Langdon, I saw, is out 5 games in Cleveland. He hurt his knee. But Elton Brand, I saw him on local television last night talking about how frustrating it is being 1-12. He's not used to losing more than 1 or 2 games a year. There's a three-pointer by Bradford. So he's hit 35 straight games with at least one triple, and that gives Illinois the lead.
From out of Memphis, Memphis has produced a lot of outstanding guards. Tony Harris, who had a big game the other day against South Florida down at Tennessee.
Here's Dunleavy.
Robert O'Kelly, also from Wake Forest, you saw earlier from out of Memphis. See, they're playing good perimeter defense. They know Duke is a strong perimeter team.
Battier with a hook inside, a little bit short. Archibald will clear it off.
That's what they need. They got to get some inside play.
Down on the baseline, kicking it back out. Boy, it should have been a foul there, I would have thought, on the three-point attempt as Dunleavy hammered Johnson.
No doubt about it. He made contact on Lucas Johnson.
Battier.
Oh, yes. Hello, Mr. Battier. He's become a star, Brad. He's no longer a role player.
Duke back in front by one.
Duke trying to extend defensively, putting some pressure on the ball. Playing a quick team. They want to be able to run up and down the court and transition.
Bradford on top.
Very structured line through his gloves, usually well disciplined.
Archibald backs in, lost possession. Battier will pick up the loose ball, and here comes Williams on the run.
Battier, an outstanding defensive player, can play a number of positions defensively.
Dunleavy steps out of bounds. Another Duke turnover.
Take a look at Battier right up on top. There's the dribble attack. Duke likes to attack. Nobody rotated over. Good first step. And Battier, Mr. Basketball from Michigan, has really elevated his game.
Jason Williams, a little one-man pressure on Bradford as he brings it up. Leotis Brown, nice penetration and a charging foul.
A little out of control, but look who rotated over, Brad, and took the charge. The
36 he took last year for a school record in a statistic that Duke keeps that not everyone keeps, but
he also was voted best defensive player in America.
That's right.
There he is rotating over. Very unselfish, very team-oriented.
There's the Chargers last year, taken by Shane Battier, 36.
What a great role player. When you think about their inside-outside game last year with Langdon on a perimeter and Grant on the interior, he filled in a perfect role, he and Carrawell.
There's Frank Williams into the lineup for the first time, so he checks in a little over 3 minutes into the game with Duke in front by one. Dunleavy, great outside shooter.
They're really attacking Dunleavy, trying to take away any look at the goal.
Nice entry pass into Battier. He fights for one off the glass. And it's cleared out of there by Krupalya.
Krupalya, really an active player.
Bradford had it blocked by Dunleavy.
Dunleavy's got that great size for a guard, and he could stroke it. Had 13 big ones against Southern Cal. Made some big plays off the bat.
Third Illinois turnover. Jason Williams, three.
He can score, Brad. He's a very unique point guard because he has great scoring ability.
7-3 Duke. And a steal by Dunleavy.
Dunleavy did a great job stepping in the passing lane.
Takes it all away.
And his dad jumps up and says, "That's my little guy." He's watching on a tube, Mike Dunleavy.
Not so little anymore.
Yeah, he could play defense like that when he played for South Carolina.
In fact, Mike's grown a couple inches just since Duke recruited him.
He's grown a few inches, too, with that team down there Mike, his dad, has with that great team in Portland.
I guess. Here's Williams on a jumper. Rebound, the other Williams. Jason, the outlet. Dunleavy on the run again in front of Bradford. The other side, he lays it in.
That was a tremendous pass by Jason Williams. He led him perfectly in a great catch by Dunleavy.
9-0 run for Duke. And all of a sudden, they lead 11-3.
Anybody who thinks this Duke club is going to be average and mediocre this year, forget about it. Their two losses were quality losses to Connecticut and Stanford.
You better get them early. Williams on the drive on the baseline, this time a blocking foul on Dunleavy.
That's a good point you made, Brad. You better jump on him early in the year because with all their young players, they're going to get better and better, and especially when they get home at Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Yep, that's a whole different ball game.
Frank Williams showed his scoring ability with that drive along the baseline. Played for that Peoria Manual High School where they won 4 consecutive state championships. He played on 3 of them. But Sergio McLean and Marcus Griffin played on all 4, coached by Sergio's dad, Wayne McLean.
Wayne's in the house tonight. There's the guys that won the state titles.
Wow.
2 of them won 4, and all Illinois Mr. Basketballs. And you don't have to be even a basketball aficionado
to appreciate
that. I talked to Barry Alvarez, a Wisconsin football coach today. He says, I'm going to watch that game. I want to see those 3 kids from Manual.
They got great chemistry because they understand each other well.
Well, Duke with a 6-point lead with just under 15 remaining first half. Mike Krzyzewski with so much youth on his bench this year, as he did have 2 years ago. Elton Brand, who we saw earlier, was part of that group. Remember the freshman class from '97, 34 points, 19 boards, 80 minutes a game. Well, you jump ahead a couple years, and the group he has right now, not too shabby, pretty equal. Actually, more minutes a game and a little bit more rebounding. Not quite as much scoring power, but there's 5 of those instead of 4, obviously.
Well, the only difference right there is those kids, when Brand came in, had a little bit more experience around them with Trajan Langdon and company. And that really helped, where these guys have to be the number 1 and 2 options.
Here's a guy with some experience, Carrawell.
Yeah, he's really multi-dimensional. He's really elevated his game as well as Battier, and he turns it over right there.
Tried to feed the low post. Boozer was backing in. The pass was going away to the baseline, and Duke turns it over. That's their second.
They're really hoping that Boozer can give him some post presence inside. He's coming off a broken foot, though, and did not practice in the preseason, and doesn't have that explosiveness that they'd like.
Illinois has gone about 3.5 minutes without a field goal. Well, they got one now.
He must have heard you.
Second 3 for Corey Bradford.
He's got that beautiful stroke.
Boy,
he squares his body really well.
He really elevates before he shoots, too.
And he squares his body, gets the shoulders to the rim.
Here's Boozer inside with the left hand, followed by James. Battier might get a 3rd try, and it blocked. Nice job defensively by Illinois.
The one thing about Illinois and Ron Kruger's basketball teams, they will play on the defensive end, and they will scrap and hustle. You mentioned it earlier. Last year, with 3 games in the Big Ten, and then in a matter of like 72 hours, they beat Minnesota, they beat Indiana, and Ohio State before losing to Michigan State.
Lost to Michigan State 67-50, but it was quite a run they put on at the Big Ten tournament. Here's Williams, gave up an open 3-pointer and gave it up inside. Nate James ahead to Williams. No look pass underneath the Carrawell.
What a great look. I'll tell you one thing. He drilled that. Williams to Carrawell. You can take it to the bank. Jason Williams will become a star in Cameron Crazy country.
Tell me that thing didn't have a little bit of a vapor behind it. There was some speed on that pass.
Great vision, too, to be able to make that kind of play. Good instincts, basketball instincts. Man-to-man defense by Duke.
Here's McClain working against James, leaves it out, and too strong off the glass. Krupalya comes free to McClain. McClain way up on the backboard. They can't find it right now.
That's the one area he has to improve, his shooting ability. Sergio McClain's very defensive-minded, very physical.
Watch the second assist of the game by Jason Williams.
Yeah, take a look at Jason right now. He's going to drill this. He's going to make like the Magic Man used to. The one-handed pass off the dribble, and Carrawell knows how to finish the play.
Look at where his eyes are looking at where the ball goes. 2 different directions. What a nice pass.
A diagonal look. You think about all the great young guards, the freshmen. Jason Williams here. I saw Jason Gardner the other day for Arizona. And there's a kid down at Rutgers playing sensational basketball. Tom Dillon.
Dunleavy, a 3. They rimmed out, and Griffin will clear it for the Illini. They're looking to push it a little bit. Having trouble with their game from the field right now. Except Corey Bradford. Williams. Again, Dunleavy will pull down the miss.
See, Frank Williams has got great skills, but he thinks shot rather than pass, so therefore he's not a true point guard.
Battier ran into a double team, and they'll bring it back on top. Another pass underneath, this time Dunleavy.
Unbelievable! He's awesome, baby! What a great look! Woo! Could he pass the rock, Brad?
That thing's got some heat on it right now. Here's Bradford, the only guy that's been warm for Illinois, and he misses outside. Battier will clear it off.
I'll tell you, Williams looks a lot better than he did in New York when you and I saw him.
That's for sure.
Oh, you remember that was his first game as a collegiate, playing back home.
He'll try a 3. Nice positioning by Bradford. Boxed out on Carrawell to get the rebound.
They got to get some touches inside for Griffin. Griffin's got to get active on the interior and get some touches.
And an offensive foul again.
I'll tell you the one thing Duke's doing really well. Rotating defensively, getting good defensive positioning, and really seem to be more in sync defensively than they were earlier in the year.
Krupalya picks up the offensive foul with 11:47 remaining in the half.
Oh, we're going to see some music here, Brad. We're going to watch the great look. And what a pass to Mr. Dunleavy, baby. They're making music.
ACC continuing to do well. Duke by 7 here. And there's more of the ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by 989 Sports coming up at 9:30 on ESPN2. It'll be the Cavaliers of Virginia and the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. That's 9:30 tonight on the Deuce. Brad Nessler, Dick Vitale, Brad Doherty with you. United Center in Chicago, where Duke leading 15-8. Brad Doherty, right now, that youth is showing up on Illinois' side, don't you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Illinois is real tentative with the basketball. I talked to Coach Kruger before the game, and he says these kids don't really know each other that well. And it's showing up. They've got to get a little bit more aggressive, attack the basket, just like this young Duke basketball club. Very poised basketball club right now.
There you see the struggles early, and only 8 points on 18 possessions for the Illini.
See, there's the versatility of Carroll right now, handling the ball on a perimeter. They really invert well, bringing their wing players out to the perimeter.
Nice job defensively against Boozer by Chukudebe. And another steal.
We worked on that name all day today, Chukudebe. Strong inside player, really played well last year.
Johnson looking to get it inside, has to bring it back to Bradford at the point. He's guarded by Carroll and Duke's man-to-man.
See, Carroll's now rotated on Bradford to try and take away that three. That's a bad shot.
Way off balance. Frank Williams rattles it off the back of the glass.
See, he has to learn what shot selection is, what a good shot is. That takes time to adjust to that.
Here's Horvath. Nice hook shot.
Look at Horvath going to the inside. Duke trying to establish some post presence. You and I were talking off the air. What's impressive with Duke, as we see the foul right there by Horvath, they have not, other than 1-3, that's the only three they've gotten. They've really moved the ball exceptionally well.
That's right. Jason Williams has their 1 3-pointer.
Look at Horvath getting the ball down in deep. There he is, the young diaper dandy, not heralded like the other kids. Little jump hook.
Horvath, Minnesota's Mr. Basketball. They come from all over the place to play at Duke.
Yeah, and all of them have that title, Mr. Basketball. They don't have that title, they don't get recruited.
17-8 is the biggest lead of the night so far. And Chukudebe will try to change that, but doesn't from the free throw line. He's only 4 of 8, 50% so far from the line this year.
In the United States at age 4. He also outstanding student in high school.
They were telling me, talking about kidding about his name, when they were on their Australian tour this year when they went 7-0, that one of the PA announcers at the game got so tired of trying to say Chukudebe, he just started calling him Victor during the course of the game. We might do that as we go.
They call him Chooks, the guys.
Oh, the follow by Battier on a Carrawell miss, and I mean a follow.
I tell you, they're playing really hard, Duke. They're playing with purpose, they're focused, they're attacking the basket.
Double-figure lead now at 19-9.
Battier playing good post presence on a defensive end. He shut down Griffin, and now he's playing Chukudebe.
There, Williams got a good look and buried it.
Yeah, he has great scoring ability. It's going to take him a long time to learn to be a point guard because he's got a scorer's mentality.
Well, that was a good triple for him to get, though. Dunleavy, the no-look pass, and maybe he should have looked. That one stolen away. And Williams brings it up. Kupaya almost walked with it.
Kupaya hit some big shots against Bradley. In fact, a lot of people felt he was responsible for getting them going to beat Bradley up in Peoria.
Illinois does not have a 2-point field goal, Dick, and we're past the midway point of the first half. And they still don't. Carrawell with a block.
See, there's the size of Carrawell. Defensive adjustment by Mike Krzyzewski, putting him on Bradford. Now we're going to take a look at Battier working on the inside. There's the miss by Carrawell. And there's Battier with the great timing and the jam. There's a little medium-range jump shot. Battier with the tip. Good inside position.
That one will make a few highlight reels, won't it?
That'll be on Sports Center. Yeah.
Williams will inbound on the baseline as Illinois trails by 7.
Look at the points in the paint. Duke dominating. That's a shocker.
Oh, big hit by Bradford just inside the 3-point line. So now they do have a 2-point field goal. They cut the lead down to 5.
I tell you, I like the Super South stroke from out of Memphis. He can flat out shoot the jumper.
Horvath will try an outside jump shot. The rebound comes off to the Illini. Nice battle inside by Cook.
I tell you, this Illinois team's not going to go away. They're too talented.
Bradford. Everybody came to their feet, and that's Jason Williams going one-on-one with Frank Williams.
Out of control.
And the foul's on who, guys? Blocking foul on Frank Williams.
They got the foul on Frank Williams, but in that sequence right there, Jason's got to pull him at the foul line and communicate and get the ball off the trailers. See, right, he's got to pull up. Freeze it right there. Right here. He's got to pull up and let these trailers get in front of him. He's got to let them get in front of him. He's out of control.
Fans still booing. Obviously, it's an Illinois crowd.
And the Orange Crush here cheering.
Battier outside jumper goes. A 3, a chance to make it 4.
What a big play by Shane Battier. I'll tell you one thing, Brad. He is going to be all ACC. I don't think there's any doubt about it. We're going to watch him come off a nice double screen. And there he is squaring his body. And there's the contact after the shot. He's got that nice stroke. Last year he was brilliant against Maryland in a big game. Scored big time.
7 points, 3 boards. And he'll try to make this a 4-point play, and does.
I was talking to Mike Krzyzewski today at the shoot-around. And the one guy that would have made this team, I think, really special would have been Burgess had he stayed.
Chukudebe on the lob underneath. Got in too low and still came out with a good-looking hook shot.
Chukudebe, an experienced player on that baseline. President of his senior class in high school.
Williams has it stripped by Frank Williams. Nice hands. He's going to pull up. Not a good shot, but he did give his team a chance there to cut that lead down to 5.
What a nice pass.
And now it's right back to 9.
What a great look to Jason Williams, showing motion without the basketball. One of the lost arts in the game, how to cut without the ball. Very unselfish to Duke players.
Could have been 23 to 19 or 18, and now it's right back to 25-16 on that exchange.
Frank Williams trying to post inside.
He wants it. Bradford works the other side of the paint with a left hand. Great drive, it wouldn't go in. Cook will follow, though.
They think that this kid's going to have a great career. The people out in Kansas, he's the son of Norm Cook, an All-American who was the first-round draft choice of the Celtics. Mr. Basketball in Illinois, Brian Cook, will be a special player in a Fighting Illini uniform.
And the Illini take a charge on the other end. Nate James out of control.
They're all excited about this club. They're really talking about them in the same tone they talked about in 1989. The Flying Illini with Battle and Liberty and Hamilton and Pardo and Gill.
Well, to be a preseason top 20 ranked team after only going 14 and 18 last year, you know there are high hopes.
Wow. Look at Cook working on the inside, 6'11", committed to them as a junior. His dad was a Jayhawk. For some reason, you just feel that Illinois is too talented for Duke to get away and run it up big on him. Mike told me he was really impressed with the way his kids played against Southern Cal.
Duke up 7, 54 to go in the half.
One way to tell a great playmaker is to watch where he throws the basketball on the court. Jason Williams has been doing a tremendous job. They're fancy passes, but I want you to watch where these passes end up. This pass is under the basket, layup. Next pass, great pass, under the basket, layup. And he's also got the ability to step out and hit the shot. He will be a tremendous freshman in the ACC, potential freshman of the year. Great player, Jason Williams. Back to you, Brad.
Well, those passes that he threw, if you don't catch them, you got to put your hands in ice because they were on fire. Those babies were moving. And he's off to a great start. 7 points and 4 assists. Only 1 turnover so far.
It's amazing watching all young kids step right on the college campus and be such impact players.
Side.
We're watching the skills of a 6'11" player who can run up and down the floor. Mr. Basketball in high school last year at Illinois.
He doesn't even turn 19 until next week. Talking about young guys.
He's going to get a lot of PT, a lot of playing time. Very active.
Carrawell buries a 3. So it's 3 for 3 on each end.
I'll tell you one thing. Duke will rise and fall with the play of Battier and Carrawell. They're the catalysts.
Williams knocks it away from Mast, who just checked in at the point guard spot. 28-21, still Duke by 7. Johnson to inbound. They need some help. Here's Mast, a former walk-on, now playing the point.
Getting some playing time, Mast.
Griffin Open 12-footer, got it to drop.
They got to get him a little bit more involved offensively, get him some touches. Marcus Griffin, a junior college All-American from out of Lincoln Junior College in Illinois.
Dick, this is just what you were talking about the Illini. Too talented to let Duke get too far out of range. They cut it down to 5 now at the 7-minute mark.
Very deep basketball team, too. Lon Kruger can go to his bench. He's got a number of players that can give him quality minutes.
Farewell blocked by Griffin, but also fouled by Griffin.
And also they got kids that understand what winning's about. Anytime you win 4 state championships, as you said, Barry Alvarez wanted to know about that. He was watching us tonight. The bottom line is you got to be unique and special to win that consistently.
Chris Carrawell's going to go to the free throw line. Carrawell, 79% from the free throw line early in the season. Rattles one out. Well, the first game tonight, if you missed it, speaking of Wisconsin, they lost to Wake Forest 67-48. And Iowa a winner, or rather Maryland a winner over Iowa, 83-65.
You know what's going to happen now at Iowa? Everybody that plays them has got to post it in the bulletin board that they beat Connecticut in that first game.
Yeah.
So everybody comes to play at another level against them emotionally.
You and I did that one, and
Yes,
that was
sir.
something to watch.
They played with such emotion and energy that day in upsetting Connecticut.
Carrawell left the door open a little bit. He missed both free throws. And a holding foul, I think, on Shane Battier down on the low post.
Well, you know, United Center, really, Illinois likes playing here. They were 4-1 here last year. Lon Kruger, as you said earlier, 4 places he's been at. He's won 20 games or more at all 4. Pan American, Florida, Kansas State, his alma mater, and now here at Illinois. First 2 years took him to the NCAA tournament. Also a great guy with the kids. He hosted a party at his house for 250 of the students, the members of the Orange Crush.
The Orange Crush, and I know they made a little presentation to you today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, for the Jimmy V Foundation, they raised some dollars and gave us $2,000.
Boy, that's great.
Yeah, great bunch of kids.
Cook, off-balance shot, and it drops. You got to be kidding me.
Wow, wow. 6'11", stepping to the perimeter.
Something's cooking in the Illini lineup right now.
Whoa, I like that. Something's cooking, baby. And his name is Cook.
Carrawell trying to slow things down, almost threw it away.
Brian Cook has given him a great lift.
Battier, great shot off the glass.
Nice baseline drive. Hey, Brad Doherty, what do you think of the big guy, Cook?
I like him a lot, Dick. I like his activity. I think he's very active for this team. Brings a little bit of energy to the floor, and he's a good athlete. 6'11", runs the floor well, block shots, big future with Illinois.
Here's Mast wide open for 3. And a rebound still loose. Christensen stepped on the baseline.
Christensen, a space eater inside. Physical. They just want some minutes to rest some people and give them a little post presence inside.
Boozer's going to check back in for him.
Yeah, he's the key player for Duke. Carlos Boozer's got to elevate his game and give him the kind of scoring they're anticipating from him with his ability.
Well, early it was all Duke in this game. 11-3 they led, and Illinois has started to warm up, and that's helped the cause.
What's helped the cause? A couple of shots go down that Cook has taken.
That's right.
Getting that little bounce to go your way.
Cook, nice look. Dunleavy got back there, got a hand on it.
Yeah, Cook showing a lot of skills. Multi-dimensional. Big guy outside trying to make the pass to a cutter. I'll tell you, the Big Ten is certainly going to be tough from top to bottom, basically. A lot of competition in that conference.
This time they get it to Griffin, and Griffin buries it from the corner of the key.
They got to get him going. Marcus Griffin showing right there why he was a high school and a junior college All-American.
Leads down to 3. Jason Williams a little off balance. Boozer keeps it alive with the left hand. Got it back again. Williams, 3. Got it.
Jason Williams under control that time. Set his feet. Got a good look at the basket. And he drills it.
Well, the offensive boards right now are helping Duke out of some tight spots. And a push on Jason Williams.
And that really shouldn't happen because with the rebounding power that they have in Illinois, they should be negating that. We're going to take a look right here. Williams squaring his body, getting the good look. That's what you want a player to be under control, get a good look at the goal.
Already with 2 3-pointers, Jason Williams with 10 points.
Well, you think about the great point guards, Brad, at Duke. You think about Amica and certainly Quinn Snyder. And obviously you have William Avery and Bob Hurley. And now Jason Williams added to that formula and to that mix.
is the other freshman. Rattled a bad shot. Frank Williams is off to inauspicious start here at United Center tonight.
Shoots too quickly, Brad. He doesn't wait for the good shot.
Farewell had that ball just mugged out of midair by Griffin.
Griffin is going to be a post presence in the Big Ten.
His second block shot tonight. Lucas Johnson the other way. And then Hightower said no.
Oh, Eddie Hightower says we got the offense in charge. Lucas says no, baby. This is Illinois. This is not Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Lucas just shrugs his shoulders. Pretty good looking drive, but let's see the positioning.
Take a look right here. Oh, we got blocked out. We got blocked out by Dunleavy. Dunleavy blocked us out, Brad.
And Battier took another charge. The best in the business at it. Caraway. Rebound. Off to Illinois' Cleotis Brown.
See, Frank Williams has got to learn a little bit more patience for offensively. Shoots the ball too quickly.
He almost took another one. He's going to kick this one out to Brown for a better shot, and he got it.
Cleotis Brown, he's explosive, experienced.
That's going to go as an assist for Frank Williams, and maybe that'll help the light go on over his head because he almost took that shot himself.
He only had one assist in the first 2 games.
Not a good sign for your point guard.
Oh, yes.
Hey, he's got a steal here, though.
And he's got maybe another assist.
Could be to Cleotis Brown again. It is.
Hello, Williams to Cleotis. And all these fans, the Fighting Illini, people are going bananas.
Down to 1.
Hello, they're going wacky here at the United Center.
3:45 left in the half. They light the place up. They haven't heard this much noise since Michael retired.
Hey, Reese and Digger, we got a good one, baby.
18-10 run. Here's Carroll to try to quiet the crowd. He can't. Archibald to rebound. Illinois a chance to lead.
Archibald inside. He can go inside, outside at 6'11".
Up, given up by Williams. Dunleavy with a steal. And he has it stripped by Archibald the other way.
You mentioned earlier, they went to Australia. They went 7-0. They beat the Australian CBA championship team. I'll tell you one thing, Frank Williams made a couple of good passes, and Cleotis Brown helped them out. There goes Williams to Cleotis. Cleotis goes. Nothing but net, baby, and the Fighting Illini are back.
Duke's lead cut to 1. Frank Williams playing better. Lon Kruger says he's got to learn it's more than just being talented at this level.
Skill that in the past he's been able to just go do it himself, but now this level of competition is a little bit different. He needs to learn to have a little bit more confidence and trust in his teammates, learn again as a point guard how to make players around him better.
And in the last couple of trips down court, he has done that.
Yeah, he's got to really show some patience. Not really shooting well because he takes a lot of bad shots. He doesn't get a good shot. And like Lon said, in high school, he can overpower people. At this level, there are people that on his level. There's Lon trying to do some coaching with him.
He's explaining all that to him right now.
And Lon was a great player at Kansas State. Played for the late Jack Hartman, one of the great teachers in basketball.
2-time player of the year. And then the Big 8. Here's Boozer inside. And it blocked. Mass comes out of the pile with it. Only one lead tonight for Illinois. That was at 3-2 in the first couple of minutes. And they lead now.
Corey Bradford with that acrobatic shot. Who'd have ever thought it, the way the game started, that Illinois would be in the lead right now.
With 2:49 remaining in the half.
We said, Brad, that they were too talented for Duke to get away from them.
Duke's only hit one of their last 7 shots. That hasn't helped their cause. Dunleavy a little out of control, and he walked with it.
A little walking violation by Dunleavy. They're really locking up defensively, Illinois. Playing much better on the defensive end.
Corey Bradford, Big Ten Freshman of the Year last year. Look at his move on the baseline.
That's what he was a great scorer. Look at that. That's the game of horse, man. You played a game of horse right there. Try to match that, Brad Doherty.
Doherty would have stuffed it on him.
That's a very special play right there. I don't think I could have finished that one.
I'll tell you one thing. He can score from the perimeter as well as attack the basket.
Now to 2.5 in the half. And Battier almost came up with a steal fronting Archibald. Here's a backdoor cut by Bradford. And pulled down by Nate James.
Nate James been really quiet in this game. Had a big game. The best in his career against Southern Cal.
Battier didn't quite get stopped and go square on that three-pointer. Now the other way is Archibald. Nice pass from Bradford and a foul on Battier.
Bradford really plays under control.
Dick and Brad, I want you to watch this hang time by Corey Bradford. Nice penetration on the baseline. He jumps in the air. Battier, Boozer comes over to help. Little hang time, little dipsy-do, Dick, for you. Beautiful play, great finish. He's having a heck of a basketball game.
Hey, Brad, he's hanging up there like a guy that played with you down in North Carolina, a fair player called Michael the Magnificent, who played on this floor a little bit.
I thought you were talking about me, Dick. Yeah, yeah, a lot of similarities in that particular play.
Now, you and Matt Doherty didn't have any hang time.
I couldn't jump over a dime, Dick.
Archibald's first point.
You just jumped to the bank, man, and deposited checks in the last 10 years.
Well, we're in the building that the aforementioned Michael built here at United Center. If you're just joining us, this is night one of the ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by 989 Sports. And earlier, Wake Forest beat Wisconsin, Maryland a winner over Iowa. But right now, Illinois has a 2-point lead and the ball.
Nice fake. What a great fake.
Missed the shot, but it was a nice move to get open.
That was a good shot. I'll tell you, they're hustling on the glass right now, Illinois. Playing a lot more aggressive than early in the game. They're going to win a lot of basketball games, this team. Griffin Barrett at 3. This team's going to win a lot of basketball games, Brad.
That's Cleotis Brown, excuse me, not Griffin.
Yeah, Cleotis with the shot.
And all of a sudden, a 5-point Illinois lead.
And they're playing at a fast pace. The tempo's really quick. Hey, this building opened. You ready for this? In 1994, the first game played here was Duke and Illinois. Duke won that game, but in 95, Illinois won at Cameron Indoor Stadium to snap Duke's 95 game non-ACC home win streak.
And Michigan beat him that year as well.
Yeah, Michigan beat him as well. Thank you, Howie Schwab, for letting me have that goodie.
38-33 with a timeout with 1:45 remaining. If you're enjoying this one and you can't get enough college hoops, you got to get ESPN Full Court. ESPN's college basketball pay-per-view package. You'll see over 450 college hoops games, your favorite teams and conferences, no matter where you live. To order, call your cable company, DirecTV at 1-800-DirecTV, or Dish Network at 1-800-333-DISH.
I'll tell you, Cook and Cleotis Brown have really given him a great lift. Duke looks a little stunned right now. They look a little stunned.
Now they're on the back end of a 17-5 Illinois run. Carawell, no foul call. He hung in there long enough to knock it into the baseline.
And that's what an experienced winner will do. Carawell steps up. He knows they need a big basket after being really blitzed in a 17-5 spurt by Illinois.
Bradford, that jumper off the mark. And a foul is going to be, I think, on Robert Archibald, battling with Boozer on the baseline for the rebound.
Hey, for Illinois fans, I'll tell you this. Think about this. 1994, Lon Kruger took Florida to Australia, and they went to the Final Four. He took this team to Australia. They went 7-0. Could it be an omen?
You never know.
Did a great job with that Florida team. That was the year everybody thought Connecticut would come out of the East, but Connecticut got beaten that semifinal game, and then Illinois beat Boston College for the right to go to the Final Four, won by Arkansas. Norm, that's the game Scotty Thurman hit that big three against Duke.
Battier, good first half, as it seems he always has. Just a free throw, though.
And the one thing about Battier and Carawell, they always play so hard. Great kids, great winners. Coach's dreams.
38-35, Illinois. Mass down on the baseline. Bradford got 3 again. A little bit short. He's missed his last 2. Here comes Williams on the run. James with him on the right side. Got it to him, but he didn't hit the reverse layup.
Yeah, tough shot right there by Nate James. Had to try that reverse layup. Didn't have the good angle.
Here's Archibald trailing Mast. And a foul inside.
You know, here's a perfect example, Brad, where Mast doesn't have anywhere near the talent of someone like Frank Williams. But because he plays within the confines of a team and a team concept and gives the ball up and allows the key guys to shoot the basketball, they become a little bit more effective. I'm not saying they're not going to be effective with Frank Williams because he's too talented, but he has to learn the role of a point guard.
Mast, a walk-on a couple of years ago. Always wanted to play in his hometown. He's from Champaign and didn't get the big scholarship offers and said, you know, I'm going to see if I can do this. Average about 16 points a game as a senior in high school, and all of a sudden he's on scholarship and he's getting some minutes. Archibald hits a free throw. Don't forget Reese Davis and Digger Phelps standing by with a halftime report. And they'll take a look at Wake and Maryland rolling in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. The battle of Indiana and Notre Dame. And that one went into overtime. So Reese and Digger are about 43 seconds away.
That's amazing that Notre Dame was able to get him in overtime. When you think about the fact that we're down 17-zip at one time against Indiana, I'll tell you that Indiana team's going to win a lot of games as well with Hastings and Guyton and company.
Griffin keeps that ball alive after the Archibald miss. Just knocked it up in the air like a volleyball, and it gives them another possession and a chance to stretch their 4-point lead.
You talk about volleyball, when they had that in '89, it was one of my favorite teams, the Fighting Illini.
Inside, and a foul on top of the head as
Marcus Griffin really working hard on the inside. Hey, Brad, what do you think about Marcus Griffin and his agility and how active he is?
Well, I like his footwork, Dick. He's got very good hands. He maneuvers around. If he could have just went up and finished that shot, maybe with a dunk, he'd get the 3-point play. But great footwork inside. I think he's going to be a tremendous talent.
I think if Carlos Boozer wouldn't have given him the overhand right on the top of the noggin, he probably would have finished it. And Griffin misses from the free throw line.
You know, Illinois 2-0 right now. They've been really a strong second-half team. In the first half, they've really struggled against Bradley and Western Illinois, but came out strong in the second half. That could be something to look for now in the second half here tonight.
Casey Sanders checks in for Duke. I don't think Mike Krzyzewski wanted Boozer to get a cheap third foul because he's had the last 2 fouls back-to-back, and there's only 27 seconds left in the half.
Sanders from out of Tampa, Florida. Good shot blocker. She's got to get physically stronger. He needs to get more stamina and more strength to his body and to work on his offensive game.
Griffin hits the free throw, and he's got 5. The lead is 5 with 27 seconds left in the half. Bradford's been the big gun offensively for Illinois.
You know, Illinois's got a 7-footer coming in next year from out of Tampa. Nick Smith had a big game last night.
So let's see what Duke works for on the final shot.
Getting good spacing right here. Still don't have a post presence where they get some scoring on the inside.
Carrawell, 6 on the shot clock, and he threw it away. Turned over.
Backcourt, turnover city.
You know what? Williams maybe should have let that ball go, and the time may have expired in the half, but by shagging it down, he gives Illinois 2.5 seconds here.
Yeah, they get a shot, get a chance for a shot. You know, the Duke kids, everybody talks about everybody else young. I mean, there aren't many teams younger than Duke.
That's right.
And their expectations are a little different than most, Brad. Most teams, you know, to go out and play young people, they say we're rebuilding. Duke's talking about winning 20-plus games.
And Johnson got a shot off. No, they're going to say travel. So Duke's got maybe an opportunity. 2.5. They can get it to half court.
Highly competitive first half. Both clubs really coming after each other.
Where's Christian Laettner when they need him right now?
Wow. That special play was unbelievable against Kentucky.
Carrawell's going to be the guy to throw it instead of Grant Hill. Let's see how far he gets it. He's got Williams right here by midcourt. That should be good enough from half court at the buzzer. And he got it off the middle of the glass. But Duke had a 10-point lead. They find Corey Bradford warm up for 10 points. Jason Williams also with 10, but a big run by the Illini to go from 10 down to being up 5 at the break. 40-35 Illinois. Reese and Digger standing by in the studio, guys.
All right, Brad, thanks a lot. And those are the 2 guys that led their teams in scoring that we highlighted before the game, Williams and Bradford. What did Illinois do to get that run going Brad was talking about?
I thought they went to the bench. When you take a look at Cook and Griffin and Brown, those 3 guys came in and gave that presence of the physical size and strength. Duke did not score in the paint. Duke did not get offensive rebounds, and Illinois dominated the boards, and those 5 guys on the floor really got the thing going.
So Illinois trying to land a blow for the Big Ten in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. There was earlier action. In case you missed it, we'll let you know. We got off on the right foot for some conference bragging rights. Maryland taking on Iowa. We're back after this.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the ACC Big Ten Challenge is presented by 989 Studios, makers of the best-selling video games, and in part by Daytech Online. The rules of online trading are changing. ESPN's exclusive presentation of the ACC Big Ten Challenge, presented by 989 Sports, is brought to you by AutoWeb.com. Take the wheel. And by Alta Vista. Smart is beautiful.
Night 1 of the ACC Big Ten Challenge continues. Halftime, 40-35. The Illini leading the Duke Blue Devils. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale back at United Center in Chicago. Almost a tale of 2 games. Duke started hot, then they cooled off. Illinois couldn't find it early. The one consistent, though, was Bradford for the Illini.
Yeah, Bradford was certainly sensational, but also they got help from Cleotis Brown and also Brian Cook, who went 6 for 7. But Bradford was their catalyst, made some big shots for him. I'll tell you one thing, he can stroke the three. There he is stepping out, right here off the dribble. Gonna back it up. He can shoot the jumper off the dribble. Now look at him, he frees it. There's gonna be a screen. Look at the screen on Carrawell, and he rubs him right into the screen. Great use of the screen. The curl move, squares the body, and knocks it down. Now a little acrobatic time, Brad. Oh, he should have got 3 for that one, too. What an acrobatic shot.
Well, he's shooting better from three-point land than he is from inside the arc this year, and he has helped improve those statistics. As I said, Duke hit 50% of their first 20 shots, cooled off to 44. Illinois started terribly. They went 4 for their first 16. They warmed up to 41%, and as you see, 6 threes for Illinois helped the cause, and so did that bench scoring that Dick talked about. 15 points and 8 rebounds, and most of that came from Cook, who came off the bench and had 7. Cleotis Brown started the game, had 8. So nice job by Lon Kruger's team of not getting rattled being down 10 points.
Exactly. Never lost their poise. They kept scrapping on the defensive end, and Bradford played really outstanding. Missed some shots, but he made some big plays. On the other side, Nate James and Mr. Boozer, between them, are 0 for 7. And that's not going to get it done. Mike Krzyzewski told me the other day, Nate James played the best game in his career at Duke against Southern Cal. He had 14 points, 7 assists, and was a presence on the floor.
He had 7 rebounds, too. Tied for the top spot in that game with Battier, the Wooden Classic, but it hasn't been a classic for him the first half tonight.
Archibald, inside-outside player, good passer. 6'11".
And just about threw that one away. In fact, he does. Over and back.
Violation gives the ball to Duke.
10th turnover against Illinois in the ball game.
You talk about turnovers, and what a turnover it was for Duke. To lose all those players suddenly, guys that they didn't expect to lose. They thought they'd lose an Elton Brand, going #1 in the draft. But when you lose guys like Maggette and Avery, who are shocked, I mean, Avery's sitting on a pine every night for Minnesota.
And of course, you lose 4 guys in the top 14 picks. I mean,
wow.
And then you throw in Burgess, who you mentioned transferred, and there's what you lose. Sophomore year production at 47 points a game. Their top 4 scorers, 6 of their 9 top players. That's tough to replace.
It really is, and yet Duke has still got a team with the kind of recruits they've brought in and with the coaching of that coaching staff. They're certainly going to compete in that ACC. I can't wait to see North Carolina tomorrow after see Carrawell miss that free throw. Hey, Brad Doherty, we're going to Chapel Hill tomorrow, your alma mater. What about those uniforms? They got to go back to the traditional.
Discussed that earlier today. I would like to see him go back to the traditional uniform. We'll give it a little bit longer and see how they play.
I was going to say, I thought maybe he'd at least wait until tomorrow night when everybody was looking at him.
Oh, that MC drives me nuts on the front of that jersey. But they can play. They got great balance inside, outside. Coder and certainly Hayward.
Did you single-handedly get rid of those black UCLA uniforms last year?
Wow.
Wasn't that you that did that, or they still got them?
They were ugly. Look at Griffin getting good post position inside. I really like him, Brad. I really like him.
Griffin has 7. Here's Dunleavy. Nice drive on the baseline.
Dunleavy running the court. Very versatile. Dunleavy's going to get a little stronger physically as he grows at Duke, but he's going to be a solid player. So they're going to get Liberty some touches inside. They got Battier playing him now. Can't give as much help playing Liberty.
Double team, and Battier comes up with a loose ball. The outlet. Almost stolen, still loose. Finally does come out to Bradford.
Yeah, really sloppy right there.
Bradford's going to pull up. Hit the iron on the tree.
He was going back the other way, Brad. He thought that was going down.
Illinois by 4. Duke chance to cut that lead. If Battier could do something underneath, well, he's going to try to do it from the free throw line.
Well, Shane Battier's really trying to give him some post presence inside. He's attacking the basket when he gets the ball in deep. Very capable inside-outside player. We're going to watch Battier right here now. He's attacking Archibald on the baseline. Going to back him down. Little head fake, little ball fake. And he gets contact.
Battier only 0 for 1 from the free throw line tonight so far. He and Carrawell both struggled a little bit from the stripe, and that's not normally the case.
Battier with that stroke. A lot of NBA scouts here tonight. So Jerry Krause, the general manager. Also saw Dick McGuire of New York Knickerbockers, Al McGuire's brother, great passer in his day, way before your time, St. John's University. And Will Robinson, who I love, 88 years of age from out of Detroit, the first African-American major college coach at Illinois State.
Here's Bradford, hangs in the air again and got the roll.
See, what makes him very tough to defend, Brad, is if you come up and check him, he'll go by you and drive, as well as if you play off him, he'll shoot the open jump shot.
And Brad Doherty talked about his hang time earlier, and he gets great elevation for a guy that's only 6'3". He really gets up there. Battier, reverse layup, got his own miss, and had it blocked by Archibald.
Archibald showing that size, takes precedence inside at 6'11".
Cross-court pass. Here's the feed down low. Griffin wheels in the paint over Battier. He got his own miss. Archibald finally cleans up.
And there's that size. Can't teach that 6'11" we've talked about so often. Oh, they're going to love this club up in Champaign. The Orange Crush are going to be cheering with jubilation.
Lead back up to 6 now for Illinois.
Battier playing against Griffin inside.
Jason Williams, 3 is off. It's going to be Illinois basketball.
When the 3 to go doesn't go down and you have no inside play, you can really struggle. Look at Illinois working the glass. There's Griffin keeping it alive. There's Archibald with the offensive rebound and a left-handed shot.
They're fighters.
They really are. They reflect their coach. Lon Kruger was such a competitor. You know, he played baseball with the Cardinals for 1 year.
Right. Yep.
Also got drafted by the Pistons, got cut by the Pistons.
He even got invited to the Dallas Cowboys rookie camp as a quarterback.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Here's a steal by Nate James. Leaves it for Carrawell, and he's got the offensive foul as he ran right over Johnson.
Mike Krzyzewski not happy with that call. I thought James should have given the ball up a little bit sooner. I should look at Coach K, now a granddad. There's the little dish off to the trailer.
I think he just yelled to the official he flopped. Talking about Lucas Johnson, he might have a point, but
might have flopped.
Hey,
a little acting, a little Jack Nicholson.
Bradford short on a 3.
See, I think they shoot the ball a little too quick. I think if they make a few extra passes and really get a little bit more ball movement, they'll get better shots.
Battier for a triple, and he's short. Johnson right in the right spot for the rebound.
I tell you, Johnson, a scrapper, averaged 12 points a game during the 4 games in a Big Ten tournament last year and earned a lot of playing time.
And Battier picks up another charge.
He does that as well as anybody in basketball, drawing the charge.
He just sets him up for it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does. He knew he had this guy right now. Now watch this here. Oh, yeah. What about a little flop maybe there? Little contact, a little flop here. Hey, Brad, what about a little flap here, Mr. Doherty?
That's just part of being a great defender, being able to get away with that. I think he had good position, maybe just a little bit of flop there, but hey, he's a great defender. You don't question that call.
Third time tonight he's taken a charge.
A little bit of Bill Lambier used to do that against you, Brad.
Bill's a little dirtier than that.
Bill's a little dirtier than everybody. And foul underneath.
Hey, remember, Doherty said that, Lampier, not me. Don't come after me.
Oh, he knows it. He knows it. Great player, though.
And again, the charge is taken, and 3 of those have come tonight. After 36 last year, not too bad. Now he goes to the free throw line, where he hit his last 2, has 12 points.
What makes him so unique defensively, in talking to Mike Krzyzewski, is that he can utilize him on a new number of players. He can utilize him against a wing player, against an inside player. Hey, Mike, a granddad now, his grandson, Joey Savarino.
I like
nice little paisan, little Joey.
Battier 7 boards to go with his 12 points.
His grandson will end up playing for North Carolina.
Oh.
They get about 25 against the Dukies one day. Joey Savarino starring for the Tar Heels.
Mass substitutions for Illinois, including Frank Williams, the last to cross the lane in front of Battier.
See, that's one of the great assets. They can go to that bench, and they can have really great competition every day in practice.
I mentioned Duke wasn't shooting well from the free throw line, only 55%. Battier missed them both.
Yeah, really struggling right there. Harrell missed 2 a little bit earlier tonight in the first half. The end of the first half.
Kupaye inside, Chikudebe, and the rebound comes off to Horvath.
Good execution right there, though. Good inside-outside action, then got the ball down inside the Chikudebe.
Nobody's been able to score the last couple of minutes here, and there's a foul inside on Illinois.
Well, both these clubs play pretty good defensively. Mike Montgomery said it the best from Stanford. If you defend and you rebound, you always have a chance to win.
Both teams still have a chance to win this one with 15:42 to go.
Dick and Brad, it's good to be back with you. I'm sitting here with consensus All-American, also #1 draft pick in the NBA last year, Elton Brand. He's here checking out his alma mater. I just want to ask Elton, what does he think of this young basketball team?
I think they're going to do well. Right now they're, learning about each other and just learn how to play with each other. They have a lot of, veterans out there with Chris Carroll, Shane Battier, and a lot of young guys with Jason. So I think once they gel, they'll coincide well and hopefully, play well at the end when it can't really count.
That's right. We were talking earlier. It would have been great to play with Jason Williams. I know he would have loved it. I would have loved it because I'd have scored all those points. How is your year going? How do you feel the Bulls are progressing? Obviously, they're trying to rebuild around you. What do you feel the team needs to do to move forward?
It's a rebuilding process. We're growing. We don't have a great record, but we're definitely in a lot of games. So hopefully we can continue to grow and keep getting better.
Okay. Dick, you have a question?
Hey, I want to ask, hey, Brad, ask Elton, does he ever sit in a room in a hotel and think back that maybe I'd rather be in that college uniform?
Coach Vitale over there wants to know if you ever sit in a hotel room when you're on the road in one of those 1,000 road trips and wish that you were still in a Duke uniform.
I definitely miss, the whole Duke situation, the coaching staff, all the, students, my teammates, of course. But I think I made the best individual decision for myself.
Hey, Brad, tell him to loan me some cash, too.
And he makes a little bit more money there. Good to see you, Elton. Good luck to you.
Two of the very best low post players to ever play in the Atlantic Coast Conference sitting there chatting right now. I saw Shane Battier yesterday say, yeah, he doesn't have time for us anymore. He's big money now. They saw him briefly at practice the other day.
It's amazing how good Duke would have been having him on a presence inside and with McGetty there and that whole gang. It's just hard to believe how good they would be. They would probably been, I think, maybe the best team to ever play college basketball had all those kids stay together.
That's the problem anymore, is keeping them all in one spot until it's senior year. It's almost impossible. Carrawell's going to go to the free throw line.
Sometimes you can understand kids leaving early, like, for example, Elton Brand being a #1 pick. But it's hard to understand the decisions of some when they're not going to get playing time.
Mr. Vitale, you made the comment that that Duke basketball team is probably the best basketball team possibly of all time. I think you're off your rocker just a little bit.
I know you're thinking about that team down there with Michael Jordan and company.
That's exactly right.
Well,
let's lace them up. Let's get it all.
I think that team can make a run. I think Carolina
not
probably.
bad. Jordan, Perkins, and Worthy and company. It wasn't a bad club. Doherty and Jimmy Black.
Williams inside. Horvath on a miss. Duke's got a chance to tie it.
They're going to get James involved a little bit offensively. The veteran player's got to step up.
Battier, nice move to the, no, not a nice move to the baseline. He walked to it. Well, it was a great drop step, it looked like, but I guess he took a step.
Yeah, he had a good idea to make that move to the goal. Hey, you got a big game this week, football. Alabama, Florida, ACC. SEC championship on ABC, I was going to say.
Georgia Dome will be rocking. That's why I'm not going to be able to accompany you guys to Chapel Hill tomorrow.
Yeah, Mike Tirico's already down there waiting for us.
Inside, nice move.
That's a great up and under move by Sergio McClain.
That's his first basket.
Good inside player. His dad, Wayne, was the coach of that great Peoria Manual High School team.
Williams goes all the way. Nobody cuts him off, but he missed a layup. And a battle on the baseline. Last touch.
Chukadebe finally got a piece of that ball. Jason Williams made a strong goal, but could not finish the play. Now watch here, Brad. Chukadebe is going to come over. There he is right there, and he gets a piece of the ball.
Whoa, double pump three by Williams, and it goes. You got to be kidding.
I tell you, he's a big-time talent. He is really a big-time talent.
That makes the Illinois lead down to 1.
This is how you become a better basketball team, playing against good competition. I'll tell you, Brad, this is not water skiing. This is right now. They're getting the test in calculus, baby.
That last shot by Jason Williams, you just don't see many where somebody goes up, has to avoid the on-rushing defender, and still is hanging up there. Watch this.
There he is, hanging in the air.
Come on.
Good follow through. It looked like your jump shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Illinois now's got to watch out. They had their lead up to 6.
Getting a little cold right now. See, it starts on the inside. If you get good inside presence and kick it back out, some good things will happen.
Here's Williams again, short that time. Rebound Harrington. And
Ted Hillary said there's something with his shoe, with Carwell's shoe.
Equipment for Chris Carwell. I don't know what the deal is. Illinois leading 48-47. They also lead this series 2-1. And Dick talked about a couple of those games. But the last meeting was that one in '95 when they won it with Dick Vitale and Brad Doherty. I'm Brad Nessler. This is night one of the ACC Big Ten Challenge, and we're at United Center. We've got a close game here. Wake blew away Wisconsin. Maryland, likewise, a winner over Iowa. We've got more basketball coming up on ESPN2. We're actually going on ESPN2. Virginia and Minnesota was leading at the half the last time we saw a score. And we got a tight one here.
They're playing with that good rebound. Gets good inside position. A good position rebound to Sergio McLean. This is Buddy, his sidekick, Frank Williams, played together in high school.
Here's the games we talked about so far tonight. In night one, Wake all over Wisconsin. And Maryland likewise, 83-65.
I really like that Davey Odom's team. I think Wake Forest is going to be right up there in contention in the ACC.
Harrington missed a three. And a foul's going to be on Dunleavy, I think, on the baseline.
Yeah, Krapalia gets good inside position. What an amazing story. He came here to America about 5 years ago, went over to high school in Rockford. His family stayed over in New York, and then finally hooked up together. But he came out, his dad took his family out of there when they had the Yugoslavian Civil War.
Born in Sarajevo and what is now Bosnia. Got out really before his family could be taken apart by that in-country war. Here's a steal by Battier.
He's a very active player as well. Really just learning how to play the game. Went to high school as a incomplete player, made himself a player over in Rockford. Hard work, good work ethic.
Jason Williams just slowed everything down. Mike Krzyzewski gave the word, and he obeyed it in a hurry and brought it back to the point.
That's learning how to play the point. See, normally in high school he would just overpower someone, but now he's learning all the little parts of being a point guard, understanding the role of a Duke point guard.
Push on Duke down low.
We're going to see a great point guard tomorrow. Though you talk about maturity, Ed Cota, and what a sidekick he has, Joseph Forte.
Boy, Forte's been lighting it up, huh?
Oh, wow, he can flat out score. They go against a really good Michigan State team, who unfortunately now is playing without Mateen Cleaves, but they're still talented. They lost to a quality Texas team, who may have, Brad, the best big kid in America, Chris Mims.
Mims, yeah.
7-footer.
I'll tell you who I like on Michigan State is Morris the Cat.
Oh, you got to like him.
Remember last year?
Oh, yeah.
We gave him the nickname, and
yep.
He's maybe the best sixth guy in the country last year, as you said earlier.
Now he's a starter. Now he's become a star. Morris Peterson. They got Cook on the floor now at 6'11". There he is. Caught it down low. Oh, I love this kid. This kid's got to get a lot more PT. He's so active. He goes inside, outside.
He's got 9. And he's perfect from the floor, including a three-pointer. Williams, gave a look to the right and then had it swatted out of bounds by Griffin. Wow. Whew. Griffin got up there on that one. That was a great-looking play by Jason Williams. But Marcus Griffin said, not today, rookie.
No diaper dandy, get it out of here, baby. I tell you, what a great job with the high-low play by Illinois. Tremendous offensive efficiency. There's Griffin inside to Cook. Look at Cook getting that great position on the interior. Oh, is that big guy going to be special, Brad? He's going to be a special player in a Fighting Illini uniform. Mr. Cook.
Powered by their bench, Illinois continues to lead Duke by 3 with 11:45 left in the half. Don't forget, coming up Friday at 8 o'clock on ESPN2, it's the Mid-American Football Championship. If you haven't seen Chad Pennington play quarterback for undefeated 12th-ranked Marshall, you'll want to tune in as the Thundering Herd will take on the Broncos of Western Michigan. Friday, 8 o'clock on ESPN2. He's one of the very, very fine college quarterbacks, along with Chris Redmond at Louisville and, of course, Joe Hamilton at Georgia Tech. I'm just talking about the seniors now. Tim Rattay, some of those guys, but boy, Pennington is a good one. Here's a good one, too.
Yeah, really good player, but what an outstanding athletic program of Marshall. Their basketball team's pretty good as well. Just had a loose.
It'll be Duke ball on the baseline.
Yeah, Marshall just had a great win over the University of Massachusetts in basketball. I'm sure they would like a shot at Virginia Tech. The Marshall Thunderbird Herd.
Everybody would. And I don't know if anybody can handle it. Maybe Florida State can handle it. Who knows?
Virginia Tech, a big upset.
That's what you picked earlier today. Carrawell, nice reverse on the baseline.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, they needed a lift, and Carrawell comes through with a super baseline drive from out of St. Louis, Missouri, Cardinal Ritter High School. Take a look at Carrawell working the baseline. He loves the baseline. He's a baseline beauty. There he is exploding on the baseline. Very powerful, very physical. Look how quick he is to the basket. See, I think he can make somebody's team in the NBA. Some guys are telling me no way can he play in the NBA. I believe he'll make somebody's roster.
Caps off the three-point play.
I can't wait. I got a journey down a Tobacco Road. Now I know it's basketball. Tomorrow in North Carolina. Saturday I'll be at Cameron Indoor Stadium for DePaul. That's right, DePaul goes to Duke.
First time we've been tied all night. Tied at 50.
Man-to-man defense trying to pressure the ball out top.
Here's Cook again against Dunleavy. He wheels on the baseline. Got a little too deep in there, and Battier pulls down the miss.
Made a nice move, though, on that baseline. Showed a lot of agility, good footwork.
Dunleavy pulls up and kicks back outside of Williams for three. Underneath, score it for Nate James.
Yeah, Nate James working on the glass, gives him the good offensive rebound.
Duke fights back in front by 2 now. Illinois a little bit sloppy right now.
It's been a game of little spurts.
Yep.
I'll tell you one thing that's very obvious to me. This club, Illinois, is going to be tough to beat in the Big Ten. You should look at Lon Kruger. Went to the Final Four in '94 with that Florida team.
Illinois' bench has outscored Duke's 19-2 in this game. Battier's got 10 rebounds.
Yeah, it really doesn't shock me, though, Brad, when you look at the depth and the way they utilize their bench versus Duke.
Dunleavy, don't leave him that open. Missed it, though.
I'll tell you, he was a little concerned with Cook guarding him at 6'11" out on the perimeter.
Bradford. He works for a two-pointer. Probably should have taken the three. That's his land tonight compared to inside the arc, and I think he comes up with the foul as well, his second of the game. Rich Eisen, Linda Cohen standing by with Sports Center. They'll be coming up next. Question of the night, who's the college basketball team of the 90s? And can Magic make the Kings disappear? Pete Rose, well, he's back in the hunt for the Baseball Hall of Fame anyway, and Linda and Rich will have all that on Sports Center. Bradford missed in close, and Williams comes up with a rebound.
I know the program in the 90s has to be the Dukies. For what they achieved in the 90s, they got to be the team in the 90s. And now to Kentucky, they're saying we're the team of the century, baby. UCLA may have an argument, but I may go with Kentucky. If you look at total wins, total championships, other than just NCAA titles.
Did you get a vote in all this or not?
No, I don't get a vote, but you're going to give me a vote.
All right, I just did that.
Give me a vote.
Nate Mass picks up the foul.
There's Mike Gill, former point guard at West Point, came out of Chicago, Illinois. High school player in this city. Here he's talking to Johnny Dawkins. Hey, Johnny, got any more eligibility? Go out there and give me some points.
Johnny put in 2,556 points in his Duke career. Still the #1 scorer in that school's history.
You know, I mentioned they're playing DePaul on Saturday night. I can't wait to see the Q-man, Quentin Richardson, as he makes his debut down at the Cameron Indoor Stadium. But I think DePaul and Illinois, we're going to petition it right now. They should play to open up the season in Chicago, right here at the United Center, every year. And we'll put it on ESPN. Pat Kennedy against Mr. Kruger.
There you go. Now you're programmed. Yeah. Carrawell misses. Dunleavy. That time he got the three.
He can stroke it. If you allow him to square his body, he can stroke it.
And for Dunleavy, an 11-point night so far. Here's Griffin, another bad shot.
Dunleavy really gets a great stroke. Great follow through. What a great stroke. Great follow through. Tremendous arc.
5 Blue Devils in double figures now. They get 2 more from Jason Williams. He's got 15.
He's got that ability to attack the basket as well as shoot the jump shot. Duke spreading the court a little bit more on the offensive end. Here we are playing that man-to-man game.
And they strip it. Battier, another steal.
Battier doing a great job defensively.
Carrawell thought about it and slows it down.
See, that's poise, that's experience, that's leadership. Look at Williams. I'm getting really impressed the way he's taking charge now.
Different player than when we saw him a couple of weeks ago, isn't he?
Yeah, he's under control, Brad. He's got an understanding. He's developing a basketball IQ. And that's all teaching the Wojciechowskis, the Hendersons, the Dawkins, and, of course, Coach K.
Now 5 on the shot clock. First time we've even had to think about a shot clock tonight. And Williams out of strip. And here comes a 3-on-1 for Illinois. Williams the other way, and he's fouled by Carrawell.
He didn't really attack the basket there, or am I looking at it in slow motion? He had a chance to go right to the goal and make a layup. You call this, Brad. Maybe I'm watching something else. That's my blind side. But watch Frank Williams right now. As he gets the ball, he's got a direct lane to the goal. But he's turning around looking at people. It looks like he's hesitating. Maybe he's trying an acrobatic shot.
So that's your blind side. That's why you haven't recognized me in 8 years already.
I recognize your wife and your daughter, though. I can tell you that. As pretty as they are, you overachieve, man.
Williams has had a tough night tonight, though.
Hey, happy anniversary. I'll give it to you a day early.
Thank you.
21 years Nancy's lived with this young man. I can't believe you're married 21 years. It's incredible. You only look about 25.
Yeah, I look like I've been married 40. She looks like she's been married 5. Johnson comes back in. And so does Archibald. Cook goes out. Haven't done a nice job off the bench.
Yeah, Cook's stock is going up, up, and up. I'll tell you, the eyes of Lon Kruger. Here's the kid that's going to be a key for this team. If he develops and understands how to play the point, he's so talented.
Kept alive. He gets it back after the missed free throw.
I think he might be thinking too much rather than just playing.
Williams on Williams here. On the baseline. Not a good shot, but it went in anyway.
Wow. Wow. What a baseline shot that was.
Shows you what he can do, I guess.
Yeah, looked like an impossible angle. Now look at him touching the floor. They're doing what the Dukies did for years. You touch the floor when you're really going to lock it up defensively.
Duke by 4.
Oh, look at his coaching strategy. A change. They're rotated into a zone. First time I've seen him in a zone tonight. Little matchup zone. Timeout by Coach K, trying to get some offensive strategy against the zone.
With 7:51 remaining, Duke takes the timeout.
I want to ask Brad. Hey, Brad, what about a player, when you look at Frank Williams, to me it looks mentally like he's thinking rather than just reacting and playing.
That is the problem, especially when you're a young player, Dick. The game has to be reactionary, and that can only come through maturation and experience. Frank Williams is a little tentative at times, and then what happens, you start to press, you start to think about what you're doing, and basketball is totally a game of just response. You're exactly right.
He's shooting 20% tonight. He hit a three-pointer and just hit that last one that we talked about off balance on the baseline, and then adds the free throws in there. So it's been a struggle for those 8 points.
Yeah, 16 against Bradley, but really didn't play a good floor game as he turned the ball over 6 times. And it's a big adjustment. You got to remember this, in fairness to the kid. He sat out last year.
Right.
So therefore, he didn't have a chance to play against good competition on a regular basis.
Well, he and Williams and Griffin were probably all happy to get out of Peoria because they had a record crowd there the other night. They had to struggle to beat Bradley.
Follow Frank Williams right there on Carrawell. Can't believe the call. Former McDonald's High School All-American.
Against Bradley, there's what they did. Williams at 16, Griffin 14, and McLean 5. But the largest crowd ever at the Peoria Civic Center watched a 72-62 struggle for Illinois over Bradley. Carrawell has 13.
Carrawell's former high school player playing really well now. Lauren Woods down at Arizona.
Yep,
really blocking shots. Yeah, really doing a solid job. I love that Arizona young team. They're going to be here next week. We'll have them.
We'll have them in the grade A.
Against Connecticut.
Carrawell got them both. 14 for Chris. Duke's lead is 6 with 7:46 remaining in the ballgame.
Brad and Dick, we've talked a lot tonight about this Illinois basketball team. Corey Bradford, we know what he brings to the table, but he's getting a lot of help tonight from 2 very expected places. Brian Cook, first of all, very active basketball player. He's really coming into his own tonight. You see his activity around the goal, blocks shots, puts the ball in the hole. But this young man we talked about earlier, Marcus Griffin, nice pump fake, good little jumper, but he has been a stalwart on defense, blocking shot after shot. He's really making the Duke players think about it when they go to the basket. Those 2 young men have been big contributors tonight, guys.
There's their numbers, too. Offensively, 16 between them.
I really think, as I was telling you off the air, Brad, that Illinois right now, Lon Kruger, struggling trying to find the right combination. And that happens early in the season until he can get a feel for his players. And this is a great evaluation, a game of this quality.
I was just about to say, I think his best point guard is his 2-guard, and then he threw it away. So Corey Bradford with a turnover.
They got some other tests coming up. They got a game in the tournament. We'll open up with Maryland. They got dates with Missouri. That's always special in St. Louis. They'll be hooking up against Quinn Snyder, former Duke assistant.
Yeah, they got a tough go coming ahead before the conference season even hits. Battier on the drive. A little bit short, but Horvath's there to knock it in.
Yeah, Horvath give him a little garbage play on the inside. We didn't even mention on the 18th of December, they got a date with one of the really premier teams in America, Kansas.
61-53 now. Williams missed again. Griffin keeps it alive, and he's fouled by Horvath.
See, Frank Williams has to learn how to get other people involved, and then his shot will come. We're going to watch.
Duke foul number 3, Nick Horvath, third personal.
Horvath picked up his third. The Duke lead is 8.
For Illinois, number 52, Marcus Griffin.
And Marcus will go to the free throw line.
These are big right now, Brad. The next 3 minutes is going to be crucial for Lon Kruger and Illinois if they're going to be able to get back and challenge and make this a game coming down to winning time.
Marcus, one of those 3 players we talked about from Manual High School in Peoria, played his junior college ball at Lincoln JC, was the National JUCO Division II Player of the Year. 8 points for him tonight.
Talked to a fine writer from Champaign, Lauren Tate. He said down in Lincoln, he just dominated the action, didn't have to play with the kind of intensity he has to play with here. As a push-off by Duke. Yes, sir. Good call.
Dunleavy thought he was in position, but he kind of hip-checked his way to that rebound, and he's got 4 fouls.
See, he thought maybe he learned that when he was sitting on a bench with his dad, with the Lakers, and with Portland. He said, they get away with that in the NBA. I'll try it here. No, 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 no. But against these 3 striped shirts, they're right on top of it. Hightower, Rucker, and Hillary.
So Lucas Johnson goes back to the free throw line for the Illini.
Lucas came into his own in that Big Ten tournament last year. And it's great that they got a tournament now in the Big Ten. Really gives a team like last year was almost a shock with Illinois, 3-13, but they go on and beat Minnesota, Indiana, Ohio State.
See that number 21 on his wristband there on his left hand in memory of Matt Heldman, a 98 point guard for Illinois and one of Luke's brother Brian's best friends, and he remembers him on shots like that.
Lost his life in a car accident. A lot of Illinois fans standing up right now.
Williams buries another jumper. He's got 17.
Somebody better go tell that kid he's a freshman. I mean, he takes big shots, not afraid to shoot the ball.
Frank Williams almost pulled up. Now he does. Rattled out. And Ted Hillary even gets in the act. He and Chris Carroll with a slow dance on the baseline.
Yeah, a little waltz they did. Let's get the music out. Let's play a little.
Ted knows some of the old songs.
Yeah.
That's his third personal, 10 team foul.
Watch Chris Carroll now ask Ted Hillary to dance here.
Yeah, look at this here. Come on, Ted, do a little dance with me. Hey, a little polka time, a little polka.
Papa.
Yeah, my style. I think this would be a great win, though, also. You know, we talk about Illinois, but a great win for Duke. To come on the road with these young kids and to be able to get a win here against a good Illinois team, we give them a lot of confidence going back to Durham, North Carolina, when they got that date with DePaul on Saturday night.
Keep in mind, there's over 20,000 fans in United Center, and most of them are cheering for the guys in orange. 16 for Chris Carroll.
They let that Stanford game get away from them. They were really in great shape at the end of the game, but you got to credit Stanford winning that game, especially after Madsen got hurt. And I like that Stanford team. They got great balance inside and outside.
Illinois has only hit 2 of their last 14 from the floor. So a streaky game for them. They started cold. They warmed up before halftime, and now they're cold again, and they remain that way.
They're not getting the second shots. Duke really attacking the glass. Dunleavy, a pretty good rebounder for a kid. Doesn't have great strength to that body.
I think he's probably stronger than he looks.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that you're right about that. He's wiry, very wiry. They better not let him spot up and shoot the 3.
They're working around the perimeter.
Yeah, getting good spacing, spreading the court.
James kicks out. Carroll went one way, the pass went the other.
Yeah, not a good play right there. Duke likes to attack gaps and utilize the dribble. They utilize the dribble and attacking defenses better than anybody in basketball.
Almost to the point, Dick, where Illinois, if they're going to make a push, they better start it about now. 5.5 to play. They trail by 9.
See, Frank's thinking shot right here. He's thinking shot.
He's taking shot. He's missing shot again.
He's got to get other people involved. You'll lose your teammates, Brad. If you're a point guard and you're coming down every possession and you're thinking shot, 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 you're going to get everybody away from you.
I'm not so sure Bradford just didn't say something to that effect to him just now. Don't forget Sports Center's next. Linda Cohen, Rich Eisen. The question of the night, basketball team of the 90s. Can the Magic make the Kings disappear? Pete Rose back in the hunt, quite possibly. At least his attorney's letter sent to the commissioner was answered, so maybe there's a Hall of Fame shot. All that more, all the scores and highlights. Linda and Rich coming up in about 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Brad Nessler, Dick Vitale, Brad Doherty with you from United Center in Chicago. This is night 1 of the ACC Big Ten Challenge. First couple games tonight, Wake Forest and Maryland won. Now Duke trying to make it a 3-win night for the ACC, and the Minnesota-Virginia game is still going on, at least last report we had. So we'll find out. Tonight, 20,000 plus on hand, and they have had something to cheer about for a good part of the game for the local team. That's something they haven't been able to do really with the Bulls this year. Williams, oh, he got that one.
He squared his body, knocked that one down, didn't force that shot. Got a good look. I mean, he can score points. There's no doubt about it. He's not bashful either.
Now Illinois trying to gear up again on defense. The lead's cut to 5 with just over 5.
And they're playing a matchup zone.
I just mentioned about 20 seconds ago, they're going to make a run. It better be right here. That three-pointer might be the beginning of it. We'll find out.
We heard your call. See, now Duke would like to attack the gap. See, they're looking for dribble penetration. There it is. See, trying to attack.
Battier. Bradford was way up there with James, but lost it out of bounds. And Duke will have the ball with a fresh shot clock to work with.
Former Kansas State great right here, Lon Kruger. Does a great job for Coaches versus Cancer as well. Really helps tremendously. Lost his dad about a year ago to the battle of cancer.
Carewell into Battier. We're under 5 minutes. Nice spin move by Williams.
Shot selection becomes so important when you get down to winning time right now, Brad. Understanding a good shot.
There's a 3. And they got it.
And that was a good shot. Had a great look at the goal.
Nate James didn't score until this half, and now he has 7, including that big three-pointer.
And that was a big, big basket right there by James.
Bradford, he takes one way outside. And James with a rebound. So Nate James does it on both ends. Chris Carewell says, hey, slow down, guys.
Yeah, see, right now, look at the kid showing some control. Jason Williams trying to manage the clock. Becomes so essential down the stretch. He keeps looking at Coach K for a little advice. Ah, he picked up his dribble. That's a no-no. They got to give Bradford some shots. They got to lay some screens for Bradford.
Williams got another one.
I'll tell you, Brad, maybe that's why he shoots it.
He has no conscience.
I'll tell you one thing. It's hard to tell me that he's going to be a point guard.
I said I think they ought to switch him around.
Yeah.
Put Bradford out there and let him run around on the wing. Timeout.
He gave a little momentum right there, knocking down those 2 big shots, and now he's a little pumped up. He's just showing his talent. He's got talent, just has to understand and learn how to play the game and understand what a good shot is. He said, heck, I've been doing this all my life in Peoria, man. It doesn't matter. It's just a bigger stage out here.
Hey, the hard court of Peoria or the hard court of United Center? What's the diff, huh?
Only difference is there's 20,000 people here, baby. And if you knock them down, they'll be cheering, and if you don't, they'll be critiquing.
Well, Williams and Bradford have combined for 26 points. Bradford only has a deuce this half, though, and he was their leading scorer at the break.
I really believe when you look at the great teams in college basketball over the years, the Kansas, North Carolinas, where Brad Doherty played, and you look at all the great programs, Duke and Indiana, it's always been understanding shot selection.
Right.
What is a good shot? Hey, Brad, tell us, down in North Carolina, you played for one of the great coaches of all time. How often do they stress shot selection?
Well, every time we went down the court, Coach Smith always stressed several different passes, make sure everybody touches the basketball, look for a quality shot. He never had a problem with it whenever it was a quality shot.
There's that inside-outside.
Duke looking for a quality shot now. Illinois trying to turn that defense up again. They trail by only 5. And that might be an offensive foul. It is.
Yes, sir.
Whoops. Jason Williams tangled up with Lucas Johnson now. They separate those two.
Lucas Johnson, real scrappy player. Lon Kruger coaching his heart out on that sideline. Big charge right there. They got a score here, though, in this possession.
Johnson gets position.
Oh, yeah, good job. Good call. No doubt about it. Johnson did a great job rotating over.
Mike Krzyzewski saying no way to Ted Hillary. But Illinois got the ball back when we come back.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the ACC Big Ten Challenge presented by 989 Sports is brought to you by netmarket.com. Save time, save money, save your sanity. By Daewoo, bringing affordable luxury to America with the 2000 Daewoo Nubira. And by Circuit City, answers in every department, low prices all over the store.
68-63 Duke trying to cling to a 5-point advantage with 3:17 remaining. Frank Williams trotting back there. Illinois is going to have the basketball. Storyline in this one. Duke outscored the Illini by 10 points in the second half. Battier a double-double. But things are warming up again, including Frank Williams, and I sure wouldn't put my money on somebody else to take a shot this trip down, Dick.
I'll tell you what, he's very streaky. There's no doubt about it. He's a streaky shooter.
Dunleavy's gone.
Yes, sir. They're going to go to the bench. Lon Kruger getting a little animated on the sideline. Hey, he's saying, take me out to the ball game in Chicago down at Wrigley Field. The only guy that ever made me sound like Pavarotti was Mike Ditka. I'll tell you, Ditka made me sound good, man, and that is trouble because I was so bad. He made me sound like Pavarotti.
Dunleavy leaves with 3:05 left, 11 points.
This Coach Wojciechowski, it's hard to say that. Sitting to the right of Dunleavy, as Johnny Dawkins talking to him right now. There's Coach Wojo. Wojo came to date my daughter in my Hoops Malone role.
That's right.
Yeah,
trying to take her on one of the promos the other day.
Tried to take her to the prom.
Man, Archibald with a little body English talked that thing in.
Yeah, Marcus Griffin said, I like that one. Makes this one, we got a one-possession game, Brad.
It's 4 out of 5. Missed that one, but it's kept alive.
Great
Williams almost went up with it.
Marcus Griffin with that super rebound. Trying to get some motion offensively. They got to lay a screen for Bradford. Somebody should go down screen for Bradford.
Williams drives, leaves it inside for Griffin. That was his best dish of the night, and Archibald tipped it in.
Archibald with the tip. That was a great play by Frank Williams. Beat his defender, had the ball inside the Mr. Griffin, who didn't score. Look at all the Fighting Illini fans going bananas now.
It's down to 2.
Yes, sir. We're at winning time. Can the young kids of Duke hang on?
Carawell. And that's a blocking foul this time.
Ooh, that was close.
On Marcus Griffin. A sarcastic smile, I think, from Lon Kruger in that one.
Now, look at Frank Williams right now. He'll strip his defensive player, brings 2 to him, drives, draws, dishes the rock. Now, take a look right here. Here, Carawell now driving the baseline, loves the baseline. Oh, that's a block. Good call by the official. Never beat him to the spot.
Never Carawell missed his first 3 free throws and hasn't missed since. Still hasn't missed.
I tell you, I would like him on the line if I were Coach Krzyzewski. This kid is a gutty competitor. Last year against St. John's in a big game at the end, he really came through big time at Madison Square Garden.
He's got 18. He's got 19.
Yes, sir. He's become a big-time scorer now for Duke, averaging about 20 a game.
Gives Duke a little breathing room, but not much. Only 4.
Jason Williams touches the floor, and he really gets down defensively. Now he's hooking up against Williams.
Frank Williams for 3. That's off the mark.
See, when he makes a shot, that gives him the license to take another 2 or 3. They're going to have to really work on getting him to understand what a good shot is, Brad.
We were right behind him when he launched that one, and I knew it was off when he let it go, and so did you.
Yeah, I was able to even see that with my bad eye. That baby was way off. There's that zone, the matchup zone. Lon Kruger, well-disciplined, well-coached basketball team.
5 on the shot clock. Carawell. James is going to have to push it up there. And Bradford up high. Battier, they got him over the back.
The one thing Duke has done a great job in the last 7 or 8 minutes, they've been able to keep the ball away from Bradford, not allowing Bradford to get some good looks offensively. He's the guy that would scare me if I were Coach Krzyzewski.
Going to walk it the other way now for the free throw.
You know, before everybody goes crazy with what happens in the ACC Big Ten Challenge as far as the best conference, etc., you got to look at the long term. You can't look at one-game scenarios. I think the beauty of these games is basically that eliminates some of these cupcakes, market basement goodies, and you have some really special matchups.
Bradford goes to the free throw line. Hasn't scored since the 18:04 mark of the half. Finally does. Again, Wake Forest a winner earlier, as was Maryland. And the Minnesota-Virginia game is tight. 7 minutes remaining in that one on the deuce.
Dan Munson, coach of Minnesota, had that Gonzaga one. We'll see Gonzaga against Temple.
Yes, we will.
In the grade 8, Temple should have Pepe Sanchez back for that game. There goes the fans. Boy, I love you again. They got a lot of enthusiasm. The Orange Crush and company.
And Duke's going to take a timeout. Under a minute and a half, Mike Krzyzewski says this is the time to talk about it.
And they really struggled in a close game against Stanford. Remember down the wire? They had that game basically won, but the young kids did make some good plays.
Let's check in with Reese Davis with 1:28 left in this one. Reese.
Well, Brad, you mentioned Virginia and Minnesota, and you guys are seeing a couple of great young point guards, and Pete Gillen has himself one, too. Majestic Matt stroking the 3 to tie the game at 52, but Minnesota would answer. I'm Bernie Bickerstaff's kid, JB, going strong to put the Gophers back on top by 2. It's now a 4-point lead under 8 minutes to go.
So far, the ACC has the 2-0 lead with Wake Forest and Maryland wins. The other two still very much in jeopardy. As we've got 1:28 remaining in this one, and Duke's lead has been sliced from 9 at 65 to 56 down to 2 at 70 to 68 with 1:28 left.
I know Gary Williams is probably tuned in watching because he's got a date coming up with Illinois. Maryland's got a great player in Terrence Morris.
Battier goes straight up and way short with a shot, but Illinois lost it out of bounds. Oh, it was right there for the taking. And they couldn't find the handle, and so Duke gets a fresh clock. And they still got the ball on the baseline.
And it's now very important for Duke to really understand to get the ball to the right people. Battier would be a guy, certainly Carrawell, to use some clock right here in this possession. Look at the shot clock right there coming down.
I'm sure the game clock will work under a minute before they put up a shot.
Illinois needs to stop right here to have a chance. A big basket here could make it unbelievably tough for Illinois.
We're under a minute. Jason Williams, a crossover dribble, offensive foul.
There's nowhere to go there, Brad. Nowhere to go. That's what you call a young kid's mistake. Trying to drive into traffic. There's no really gap right here. Now is the drive. There's the defense rotating over. There's the contact.
We've been talking about Battier taking charges all night. How about Lucas Johnson? Yeah. He's taking about 3-2.
He's a scrapper. He's got a lot of claw on him, baby.
Lon Kruger takes a timeout.
Wow, what a game, baby. Here we go. Duke and Illinois coming to the wire, Mr. Nessler.
51.3 remaining, and again, it was a game of streaks. If you just joined us, Duke had a 10-point lead in the first half. They were shooting beautifully. They went cold. Illinois got hot. Bradford took over, and it was Illinois at halftime, and the same things happened in the second half.
Yeah, really been a streaky situation. Right now, if you're Duke, you got to be concerned, basically, with Bradford. You got to be really concerned, and also you got to watch for the offensive rebound because they got some really active players on the glass, especially with Griffin and company. But what a great matchup. This is what we were talking about. You got the ACC, Big Ten, Illinois, and Duke. This is a great, great matchup.
Possession arrows, Dukes. They've only got one timeout remaining. And I would think, Dick, also that Lon Kruger somewhere in that timeout has said to Frank Williams, Frank, if you take a shot, you better be open.
Yeah, it better be a good shot. You don't want to take one just forcing a bad shot. He's got to work. I think sometimes he takes a personal challenge against the reputation of the guy he's playing.
He's 4 out of 16 from the floor, and he's working the ball against Jason Williams.
That's 25%.
And Horvath gets a cheap foul against Archibald.
He made a little casual pass right there. Williams, that pass could have been stolen.
So this is going to give Illinois the opportunity to tie it to the free throw line. And Archibald is, I've got him 4 out of 6 from the stripe tonight.
Seems to have real good touch for a big kid. He's just got to get a little physical, stronger. Last time Illinois was able to come up with a rebound with Griffin on the inside, so Duke's got to block out here.
Well, he missed a chance to tie this thing up. He can cut it to 1 here.
Blocking out is really essential here.
I was going to say Illinois has done a fine job on missed free throws tonight, keeping the ball alive.
Especially Griffin right here. They got to do a great job keeping him, check him out on that box inside.
Got the second.
Carwell had his arms wrapped around Griffin.
And Lockwood takes another timeout. Illinois had a couple to play with there.
They got 3 timeouts. Now it's down to 2, and Duke only has 1.
41 seconds remaining in this one. And Illinois trailing by only 1. But they have a history against Duke. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Some ACC Big Ten moments. You remember this one from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Dick, you were there.
Yeah, I did this game. They had a 95-game win streak, non-ACC home win streak.
Garris and those guys for Illinois, and all of a sudden that 95-game win streak was history, 75-65.
Lou Dew was dancing big time. Lou Henson doing a great job now down at New Mexico State.
In this decade, these conferences have done some impressive things. Big Ten with more tournament teams, the ACC with more NCAA Final Fours and titles, obviously, including Duke in 91 and 92 and back-to-back national crown.
Final 4 appearances dominated those 11 by North Carolina and Duke. Full court pressure right now by Illinois.
Williams will handle. That's who they wanted. In the hands of, they're going to say knocked out of bounds by Frank Williams.
Frank Williams has very quick hands defensively. I have seen him about 3-4 times with deflections tonight.
Let's try again.
Try to come from behind. They got the big.
As you see, there's not quite 6 seconds difference. Shot clock, game clock. Here's your ball game. Duke by 1, and we've got a half-minute left.
Got to really play under control right here, using that shot clock. Putting the ball in the hands. So he said, get away from me. Let me have the basketball.
Carrawell working against Johnson.
That's the leader right now. Wants the ball.
The senior with a shot. He missed it, but he's fouled.
I'll tell you one thing. He did a great job waving the young kid away. Says, put the pressure on me. I'm a senior. I've played a lot of big games, and I want the basketball.
Well, this is not the worst thing in the world for Lucas Johnson to pick up this foul. Should Carrawell hit both these shots, it's still a one-possession game.
There he is trying to find the gap. He earns the bump. What I liked about him, he had the guts and the courage to want the basketball. He just waved the freshman away from the ball. He said, get away. I want it.
Timeout taken by Illinois again.
Trying to put him in a freezer, trying to ice him right now, Brad. We'll see if he's cool as can be. Cool, calm, and collective.
Each team with only 1 timeout remaining.
All those Cameron crazies are not studying that, are at the tube, and they're watching us and come on, Dukies, bring that W back to Tobacco Road.
Yeah, there's GPAs just dropping in Durham right now.
Yeah, when you got 1,500 SATs, you have to worry about that. Here it is right now. He's given all the strategy of little things. What to do if he makes both, what to do if he misses, and what to do if he only makes 1. On the other side, Loncroon going over the same situation, talking about strategy, talking about time, talking about who we want to shoot the ball.
The guy at the free throw line has had a whale of a night. 19 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and he's 10 out of 14 from the stripe. Right now he's thinking about number 11 and number 12 dropping.
Exactly. And he really was 10 out of 14, but that was after missing a couple early, so he's been hot lately. Crowd getting very active.
Didn't have any effect. He rips another one.
Didn't bother him at all. He said, call another timeout. I don't care. I'm calm, cool, and collective, man. My name is Carrawell. I've played in a lot of big games.
20 points for Carrawell, and Illinois takes its final timeout.
If he converts this, then you get back to that old theory. Do you allow him to shoot the 3, or do you come out and check and foul and take away the 3-point opportunity and let him have to go to the line? That's a coach's nightmare sometimes, but Jimmy Valvano and I always felt that if there were like 5 seconds or less, you foul and don't give him the good look for the 3.
Chris Carrawell's got another free throw to shoot. Duke's got a 2-point lead. And whatever he does, he's our 989 Sports Player of the game. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. And who knows, this might be a chance to ice this thing. Although Illinois is going to get their opportunity.
This is the most important point right here. Winning not enough. They need this one right here.
The senior from St. Louis.
So calm. I mean, there's no doubt those babies went down. Oh, did he want the rock at a cool time?
Illinois needs a 3 to tie.
I'll tell you who's going to take the shot right here.
The guy that's got the ball.
Yes,
there it goes. Off the heel of the iron. Jason Williams picks it up, and Duke is going to survive.
Yes, sir.
The Illini.
And now they get a shot with DePaul. They get a shot at DePaul, Illinois, and now DePaul. And DePaul's got the tough task of going down to Cameron Indoor Stadium.
There was a foul called right about the same time as the buzzer, and Lon Kruger just said, wave it off. They've won it. And so the two Coach K's shake hands, and Duke, number 15, survives. Number 16, Illinois. And one more look at the guy we figured would be the man that had put it on the launch pad, and he did.
Was there any doubt whatsoever Frank Williams is going to go one-on-one and fire a jump shot? Has been basically the entire night. He has struggled shooting the ball less than 25%. And they come up with the rebound, Duke, and they're going home with the big W on a charter plane, and off they go to Cameron Indoor Stadium, Brad.
Regardless of what happens in the Minnesota-Virginia game, it's 3-0 ACC because the Blue Devils have won it tonight 72-69. They've got a 3-0 advantage in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Don't forget SportsCenter's next. For Dick Vitale and Brad Doherty, I'm Brad Nessler saying good night from United Center in Chicago on a night when Duke wins its 4th of the year.